Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by NISFA and the New York State Athletic Administrators Association.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding a unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in New York at highschoolofficials.com.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Utegg's Body Shop in Corry, offering collision repair and refinishing along with frame straightening services. 699 East Smith Street in Corry or at uteggsbodyshop.com. Phone 814-663-2562. Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Uteggs Body Shop for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack football coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP, licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support. Support for coverage of Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing and Design. Triple E Manufacturing and Design offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Located at 117 Osborne Street in Sherman and at tripleemfg.com. Phone 800-295.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play. CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingand AC.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
And now, the Corry Federal Credit Union presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack football play-by-play on the Channel 98.9 sports stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by the Corry Federal Credit Union, Lictus Oil and Propane, Jim's Automotive, Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and Daniels Electric, Necker's General Store, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services, Triple E Manufacturing, Tina Dill's Real Estate Agent, Utegg's Body Shop, Countertop Solutions, J. Edwards Insurance. And now the Corry Federal Credit Union pregame show.
Welcome you in here now to Sherman, New York, as the CSP Wolfpack will end their reign as state champion and begin a new season here in 2025. I'm Josh Hosier.
I'm Brad Swanson.
And we're happy to bring you today's season opening CSP Wolfpack game against the old rival, the Franklinville Ellicotville Titans. The Wolfpack coming off an incredible state championship run, but in that process graduate 21 seniors, a very different team on the field today.
For sure, Josh. And you look at Ty Harper being away from the program now over at Chautauqua Lake. Dave Bodemer is very capable. He's been with the program for a long time.
And Bodemer, formerly the Clymer coach before the merger started as far as the sports programs go. So he's been at the helm before. He knows the role pretty well. But also a big part of that success that the Wolfpack had in merging these three schools together. Coming back also for the Wolfpack, their offensive coordinator, and that's Greg White, and he was a big part of that offense that was just absolutely electric last season.
Yeah, Greg's been around the game for a long time, and both he and Dave, and I think they complement one another, and it'll be interesting to see how they fare this year.
We're going to get to the coach's corner with Coach Bodemer here in about 3 minutes' time. In the meantime, though, I want to talk about some of the starting lineup stuff for the Wolfpack. We'll get to the Titans a little bit later in the pregame show, but the Wolfpack, they're only returning 5 starters. So huge graduation number. The starters that are returning, mostly linemen for the offense, and that's Matthew Redlecki at right guard and Troy Chambers at right tackle. Those two guys were really they're big-time players, even as juniors and as sophomores. So bringing those two back as senior leaders on that line, the right side of the line is the right side, strong side this year for the Wolfpack.
That's a good thing.
And then rising up in that line, junior Toby Watts in the center has shown flashes of incredible athleticism in everything that I've seen so far this year, both the scrimmage practices and even at 7-on-7s. The kid can go out and run routes and catch the ball as a center. So keep an eye on Toby Watson pulling out of that center position. I think they're going to run some zone running to the outside, and he's going to be somebody who's going to be leading the way on that.
It's nice to have kids come back, that's for sure. And like you and I were talking prior to the beginning of this broadcast, when you have such a strong team as they have in the past few years, you're able to get those kids out and get them into game situations on the varsity level. And last year, as you allotted to, they played the whole second half several times.
Yeah, I think, down the stretch in that state playoff is going to benefit these guys so much. You lose that many seniors and you think, it's complete turnover, the team has no experience. They do, though, right? So that makes CSP significantly different than most teams with a ton of turnover. Flip it over to their end of the field. Franklinville, Ellicotville graduates 18, brings back 3 starters. Those guys do not have the experience. So a little bit of a different tale there, even though it's a similar story. It'll be interesting to see. CSP knocked off Franklinville Ellicotville in the Section 6 finals last year at the Bill Stadium. And, this is the rivalry in Class D. So with the Wolfpack moving up to Class C, it kind of changes things a little bit. Rivalry stays the same. Everybody on both sidelines know exactly what this game means, and these two teams have been slugging it out for 10 years.
Now, you had mentioned about the classification change. Because CSP won back-to-back titles, they bumped them.
So state and really the section make a decision to move CSP up as a competitiveness clause. They say if one team dominates for too long, they move them up. CSP was moved up once previously after the previous 2 state championships. So they win another one last year, get moved up to Class C this year. The thing is, for the Wolfpack, Class C is loaded, Class C South especially. So you have Ty Harper over there at Chautauqua Lake, who's got a very good football team. Southwestern Frewsburg is looking excellent. They play this afternoon, so we'll find out how they do after our game's done. There's a very good Portville team out there. There's a defending state runner-up in Salamanca. I mean, it's a loaded class, so it's going to be really interesting. And I know, the Wolfpack hope to be part of that. They're not just here to exist in Class C. They're going to try to do everything they can to be a playoff team in Class C.
Right.
We're going to take a chance now to get a couple words from a few of our sponsors, and then we're going to kick it over to the Coach's Corner, hear what Coach Bodemer has to say, and hopefully avoid the national anthem here on air. And when we come back, we'll get back to some football action and get the season underway.
Okay, and if you do want to become a sponsor, we're still wide open, so give us a call at Channel 98 radio station.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions and Climber, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant at Climber, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman, First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown, 716-450-0847, Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama, TroyersGreenhouse.com. Cabot Farms in Clymer, 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting, the right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
I'm Josh Hosier on the 98.9 Sports Stream here for Coach's Corner with Coach Dave Bodemer here at CSP. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Sure, thank you for coming.
Coach, start of another season, and you got a lot of new faces in the crowd. 21 seniors graduated last year. Who are the guys to watch on CSP this year?
Well, we got a couple linemen returning on our right side there with Matt Redlecki and Troy Chambers, and those two guys are going to kind of help anchor the line. And then our center with Toby Watson, he's really done a great job as well. So with that many guys leaving and stuff, and only having a couple of offensive starters coming back, that line's going to be very important. And then, but we've got some other guys too that I think people are going to take notice real quick in other spots, skill spots as well.
And I know the 7-on-7 season was actually pretty successful for you guys. I saw some of those skill spots. I'm excited to see what happens as we get the season going. Shift gears a little bit. Start off with a rivalry game, which is super important and kind of fun. But this year you guys move up to Class C for the year, a loaded class in Section 6. There's really probably 8 teams that could win the class. So tell me about the change to move to Class C and what it's going to take to be in the playoffs there.
Yeah, the move to Class C is the second time that we've had to do this after being successful. But, we had no control over that decision. So, yeah, it's a loaded class. FE Week 1 is the only Class D team we play. They're in the same boat as us as far as losing a lot of people and coming back from that. But after that, it's the herd in Week 2, and right then we're going to Salamanca. And then, we roll right into that. It's going to be a tough season. I'd like to steal a couple from some teams. Again, I have confidence in what we can do. I think we can make some noise in Class C. I hope that's what we do, and then we'll go from there as far as playoffs and next year.
And you were the coach at Clymer for the last season of Clymer football by itself, right? Standalone. And then you helped build this dynasty that has been the last 10 years of CSP football. And, I think the first 2 years were a little shaky, just getting your feet underneath you. After that, no one's really touched you guys. Tell me, how do you move forward now with Ty gone, Ty Harper moving on to Chautauqua Lake? How do you move forward and keep this dynasty growing, continue to build what you guys have started?
Well, the boys have grown up only knowing CSP football. Early on, everybody had their homeschool ties still, and they had played in different colors and different mascots and all that jazz. And we really saw a change with that first team that won it all in 2018, because that's all they knew was Wolfpack football. And I think that's just our idea, is Wolfpack football. Now, the names are going to change, and people can come and go, but the ideas and the expectations are not dropping at all. Maybe the way we go about things is going to change some, but the end result, the end goal is a standard that we are looking to uphold. And that's really done with the kids and the hard work and the year-round stuff. We've seen kids working at this year-round, and we still got some guys. We still have some guys, and then we're trying to get the best out of everybody that we can, and we roll the dice, go out there and just start playing football.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you again for your time. Good luck here in week 1.
Thank you very much.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 sports stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
And back here in Sherman, New York, as captains head out to the middle of the field for the coin toss. And I want to thank Coach Bodemer for continuing the Coach's Corner. Did it last year with Coach Ty Harper, had a good time with it. And Coach Bodemer gave me a great interview on Wednesday. I'm hoping that as the season goes on, we get to have a little more fun with it.
Yeah, it's a great thing, I think, and it seems like any coach that we've done in the past really enjoys doing it, and it gives the fans listening a little insight to things they might not know about.
And I think being around practice is good for us as the guys talking about the game, as the commentators, and I like coming to practice anyway and seeing what there is to see. So another opportunity for me to come see what the coaches are seeing. So it's a nice thing. CSP going to receive that opening kick there, and I expect Coach Bodemer to come out high tempo here. He told me before the game, in general, this is kind of the kind of kids that want to come out and make a name for themselves, that no one knows them. Last year, there were 21 seniors, and moment of silence here, so we're going to pause just for a second. They had an official who passed away, and we're going to take a quick moment of silence for that. We'll join them in that. He's still talking. So our arena announcer still having a quick explanation of what's going on here. Now we'll take the moment of silence. And so that was for official Mike Fish, who passed away, one of the most well-known officials in the area, honestly. So great to see CSP honor him in that. But as I was saying, Coach Bodemer told me that he expects this team to want to make a statement, make people know who they are. And so we'll go through that starting lineup since they're going to have the ball first. The starting line, senior Mason Weber at left tackle, junior Colton Hamilton at left guard, junior Toby Watson at center, senior Matthew Redlecki at right guard, and senior Troy Chambers at right tackle. Tight end Blake Beckerink is a junior, wide receiver Gavin Berchanowski is a junior, wide receiver Johnny Abers is a junior, and wide receiver Cameron Reinink is a senior. Halfback is Sawyer Whitney, the sophomore, and quarterback the senior Carson White. So you're hearing their names now. If you don't know who they are, you're going to hear in about 2 or 3 minutes as they're ready to return the opening kickoff of this 2025 season.
It looks like CSP is going to be a very quick team. Even their linemen, when they were being introduced, were sprinting out on the field there.
Yeah, definitely trying to be a tempo program, so we'll see how this goes. 3 kick returners back for CSP. Einink to the left, Whitney in the middle, and I'm not sure who's over there to the right. Can't quite see the number from here. 2025 season is underway. A short kick and a bounce fielded by Whitney at the 20. He's up to the 25, the 30, the 35, and he's tripped up there. He'll come down at about the 37 or 38-yard line.
Nice return.
Whitney showing off that speed right off the bat. And he got a chance to play on the varsity team as a freshman last year because of the bursts of speed that he shows, and there is a little example of it to get this season started.
Well, going back a few years ago, Josh, he played modified with my grandson, and I watched him run the ball then, and I asked who that was because I could see that he's going to be a good one.
Wolfpack offense taking the field for the first time under the Dave Bodemer regime, and they'll come out with 2 to the right, one to the left, and 1 in the slot. There's a handoff up the middle. That's going to be run to the right side as it breaks through, and that was kind of a nice little zone run there. Gain of about 6 on the play. Sawyer Whitney on the carry.
Good job of blocking out there on that play. And,
so initially,
little quick hitter.
Yeah, initially looked like a trap inside, and then the center and the guard both took off, and it kind of turned into like a zone run to the outside. Quickly back to the ball, the Wolfpack. 3 wide to the left now, 1 to the right. Sidecar to the left for White. He'll move, run one across the formation, hand off to Whitney up the middle. He spins loose, a one-man powers forward, and I think he has enough for the first down. Nice spin move there from Sawyer Whitney.
You can't teach that, Josh. Those are things that just come natural.
And the Wolfpack, you know, they have some tall receivers in Cameron Einink and Blake Beckerink. Get the first down there, line it back up, and again, they'll come out with the 3 wide to one side. There's the snap. It's going to be a wide receiver screen just out of reach for Cameron Einink. Incomplete.
So he had some room had he caught that, too. It looked like there was some room to the outside.
So far we've seen 3 plays from them. 2 plays that look like a new offense and 1 that looks like the old Wolfpack. Interesting to see how Greg White's mixing it up this week. Back at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. There's the snap. White looks to throw. He'll throw behind his receiver to the right side, incomplete. Intended for Johnny Abers.
Yeah, he just was a little antsy, and it's, you know, you understand the first game of the year, you're going to have a little of that, especially in the first series. But he didn't set himself for the pass.
Yeah, good pressure from the front defensive line there from Franklinville. Ellicotville, I saw number 66, Dominic Polino. He's a junior. He was in the backfield very quickly there. Wolfpack now 3rd and 10. White in the shotgun. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. There's the snap. He drops back, looking to pass. Finds his man, fires, and he's intercepted. Intercepted at the 40. Tackle going to be made there by Johnny Abers. Interception returned up to the Wolfpack 36.
He fired that ball, but he unfortunately fired it right to the defender.
Tristan Hennard, the player for the Titans with the interception. He's a senior. Didn't get a ton of time last year, but now coming up big for the Titans here in this one. So short field now for Franklinville Ellicotville.
You see what the CSP defense can do here.
Franklinville Ellicotville helmed by Brady Tadlow. He's a junior. He's their quarterback. His dad, Justin, is the head coach of the program. And Tadlow will go under center here to start. Okay, no, he's in a pistol formation. I thought he was under center. He is a tall quarterback. Hand off to the left side. And gets past the first line and gets tripped up there in the backfield. Nice play there by Brian Gomez.
Yeah, that was a textbook tackle right there. Nice wrap on the tackle.
Riley Freer, the running back for Franklinville Ellicotville on that one. So Brian Gomez showed flashes of this last year. He was a little overshadowed by Colin Ryan and how dominant he was as a linebacker. But we think Gomez could potentially be very, very good at the linebacker position this year. It'll be fun to watch him. 2nd and 11 for Franklinville Ellicotville. Tatlow in the pistol shot. I guess it's kind of a shotgun. It's a shotgun with a running back behind him. He'll throw to the left side, caught by a receiver about 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. He'll be tackled immediately. That receiver is Raiden Wilson. Raiden Wilson is a senior. He plays running back and offensive line on occasion.
Wow.
Very dynamic player there.
You
with that
don't
catch.
see that very often.
3rd and 1 for Franklinville Ellicotville.
Looked like Parsons was the CSP guy on the tackle that time.
Talon Pearsons? Yeah, he was the tackle. Yeah.
I'm sorry, mispronounced that.
Yeah, that's okay. 3rd and 1, handoff up the middle. Wolfpack get to him, but he's going to get very close to the first down. Tackled by Brian Gomez and Toby Watson. And let's see where the ball gets spotted. Looks like he's got enough for the first down.
I always jokingly say, is it going to be a left-footed spot or a right-footed spot?
So first down for the Titans. They're able to accomplish that with the short field. And now they'll start their 2nd set of downs from the 25-yard line. Wolfpack defense going to have to stand up and make a stop here. Titans break the huddle. Tatlow in the shotgun again. This time with 2 running backs to his left. He'll hand it off to that left side. Immediately in the backfield with a Wolfpack, but they missed the tackle. The running back goes forward for about 8 yards. That's Riley Freer once again. Wolfpack had him in the backfield, but he got away from Troy Chambers and Toby Watson.
Yeah, he had a couple nifty little moves there. He faked one way, went the other, and then did it again and was able to pick up some good yardage.
So they spot the ball a little shorter than I thought he got. They only gave him 6 yards on that. So it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Titans. 8:40 to play here in the first quarter. Red zone attempt now for Franklinville Ellicotville. The snap to Tatlow. He'll hand it off to the right side. Wolfpack in the backfield, but they missed the tackle. Oh, and then a vicious hit. The ball popped out, and the Wolfpack come up with it. Absolutely a vicious hit there. And that hit comes from, was it Brian Gomez that laid that hit?
I believe so, and then Cameron Einek ended up recovering the fumble.
And Mason Groders as well right there for the Wolfpack. And that's the kind of defense that Coach Dave Bodemer told me we can expect from this team. Hard-hitting, quick to the ball, and they sure got a nice break there as Franklinville Ellicotville enters the red zone and the Wolfpack get a takeaway.
Okay, let's see how the offense comes out here now, Josh, in the second series.
Get the jitters out a little bit?
Yeah, I think they'll settle down.
1st and 10 for Carson White. He has 2 wide to either side. Running back to his right. There's the snap. He'll hand it to that running back. That's Whitney. Nice move through the line. He gets free. He's up to the 25, the 30, the 35, and the 40. He's going to get drug out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
Good blocking and a beautiful run right there by Sawyer Whitney.
25-yard explosion from the sophomore running back. And the Wolfpack certainly want to see a whole bunch of that this year. I think Sawyer could certainly be a workhorse for this program.
They're keeping that up-tempo like you talked about.
Yeah, right back to the line they go. Now 3 wide to the right side. They'll move Gomez across in motion. They'll run behind Gomez. And Whitney forward for a few before he's dragged down there by Grady Brodus, the senior defensive lineman for the Titans. 2nd and about 7. 2nd and 8, according to the scoreboard. So little trips right here. Carson White in the shotgun. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. He'll take off running himself to the right side. Picks up some blocks from his wide receivers. Now he's going to get all the way to the sideline and get out of bounds. Gain of about 4 or 5 for the quarterback on the design quarterback run.
No, he was very patient right there. A lot of guys would just take off and go, and he just let blocking set up in front of him.
And you saw something you don't see a lot at the higher levels in football right there. You saw wide receivers blocking downfield. Right. Something you don't always see at the college and pro level.
Hardly ever in the pro level.
3rd and 3 for the Wolfpack now. A couple interesting running plays we've seen. Now Carson White will set up with 2 running backs to his right. Wide receivers wide to either side. Handoff up to the left side. He's going to break around the defensive end. He'll get hit by an outside linebacker there and brought down very close to the line to gain, but I think he's just a little bit short. Sawyer Whitney on the carry once again. See where the spot is. It looks like he's going to be about 2 yards short. So 4th and 2 at the 46-yard line of Franklinville Ellicotville. This is an interesting spot in the field to have a 4th and 2.
Right.
No hesitation from Dave Bodemer's offense, and Greg White has a play already dialed up for this. They come out, running back to either side, wide receiver to either side, tight ends. There's the snap, handoff up the middle to Whitney. He's going to try to break it out to the left side. He gets past the first wave, and he's got enough for the CSP first down.
Good play call and very well executed.
A lot of confidence in that 4th down there. They had no hesitation, came right back to the line and ran the play.
Right.
So now to 6:13 to play here in the first quarter, still scoreless. The Wolfpack started with the ball, quick 3 and out. Titans drove down inside the red zone and got a turnover where the Wolfpack came up with a football and a vicious hit from Brian Gomez. And now they are driving the other way down the field. 1st and 10 here for the Wolfpack. There's the snap, handoff to Sawyer Whitney to the right side. He makes a man miss and takes off, and he's going to have a nice gain of about 8 or 9 there. Might even be a little bit more than that for Sawyer Whitney.
Nice run, and I like to see running backs do that, Josh. He ran at an angle, not straight up the field.
Sawyer, he's definitely a downhill runner, but like you said, he doesn't necessarily have to run downhill. So in that case, he saw what the defense gave him and took off. It wasn't enough for a first down for Sawyer. Wolfpack right back on the line. There's the snap, and it's going to be Whitney back to the left side now, and this time he'll go right to contact and drag some defensive linemen forward for 3 or 4 yards. 2nd and 7. And the Wolfpack nearing the red zone now as they're down to about the 26-yard line. No huddle once again. Carson White ready to go. 2 wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff this time. He'll run it himself. Now he's going to get hit in the backfield and drugged down for a loss. Going to lose a few yards there. I think Landon Learn leading the way there for the Titans on that tackle. And I think they kind of sniffed that one out maybe from the previous time they ran it.
Yeah, it looks like they filled all the gaps up front there.
3rd and 9 for the Wolfpack now. And kind of that muddle huddle that we saw from them all through the playoffs last year, so that part of the offense hasn't changed. They sort of huddle up, but not a full-on traditional football huddle. 2 wide to either side. Running back to the right of White. There's the snap. He's going to look downfield. He fires it off to the right side. It's caught there, but immediately the defenders are all over it, and it's going to be, if any gain at all, very, very short. Tackle made by Blake Smith for the Titans. So 4th and 9 now for the Wolfpack. And
yeah, this will be interesting to see what the play call is now.
4th and 9 from the 28-yard line or so. Kind of a tough spot in the field. They don't have the kicker like they did last year. Last year, Bryce Hinsdale could kick a 45 or a 50-yard field goal. This year, they have a decent kicker, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite like that. So there's the snap. White moving to his left. He's got room to run if he wants to run it. He will take off with it. He'll go to contact and then be brought down after a short gain. Not enough for a first down, but it definitely going to bury Franklinville Ellicotville deep to start their 2nd possession of the game.
Right.
So not sure if that was exactly what the play call was supposed to do. It's probably some sort of like moving screen pass, but it didn't develop, so White just took off with the ball instead.
Yeah, give Franklinville Ellicotville.
Was that enough
credit
for a first down? Oh, wow. I didn't think he got that far.
I didn't either. I guess just that height is deceiving.
Sawyer Whitney up the middle, dragging a tackler forward. He's going to have a nice gain on that one, right up the middle, and just he had a defensive lineman on his back and a linebacker on his side, and he kept on moving forward. Gain of 7 for Sawyer Whitney. Whitney, if he starts being a power back to go with that speed, man, look out for that guy.
Right, he's only a sophomore, so he's got some room to grow yet.
I know from the weight room, he outlifts a lot of people. He is super focused on being one of the strongest guys in the room. So keep an eye on Sawyer as the season goes on. 2nd and 3 now. Oh, snap goes over White's head. Whitney's going to pick it up in the backfield. He breaks 1 tackle. He doesn't get brought down there after a loss of going to be a loss of about 8.
And that looked like a miscommunication there. Maybe the wrong one. Somebody thought the snap call was going to be different. I don't know.
Yeah, White was not even looking for the ball yet, and it came flying out, and he didn't even see it till it was already past him. So tough break there for the Wolfpack offense, who kind of had things working for him before that play. Now they're backed up to 3rd and 16. Whitney alongside White in the backfield. Trips left. White drops back, looks to that left side. He'll fire one over to the left side. He has a receiver and just overthrows him. Burchanowski was streaking into the end zone wide open, and maybe a step late on that one prevents the Wolfpack from getting their first touchdown of the year.
Yeah, that was so close.
4th and 16 now from the 24 or 25-yard line for the Wolfpack. So as I alluded to, they do have a decent kicker. That kicker, I'm trying to find his number on here. That kicker is Michael Horton, number 8, I believe. There's the snap. White to throw. He'll throw it to the right side. He has a receiver. He hits him. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
That was a picture-perfect pass and catch right there, Josh.
24-yard touchdown pass to Gavin Burchanowski, and the Wolfpack strike first, and their first touchdown of the 2025 campaign comes with 2:19 to play here in the first quarter. And as I alluded to, there is Michael Horton coming in for the extra point. Horton, wide receiver, linebacker on our rosters, also the kicker, and he also is a basketball player at Panama, a very capable basketball player. Excited to see what his this year for him looks like as a senior on the basketball court. Defending state champions in basketball as well.
Wow.
And that extra point is up, and it is good.
And he had plenty of room there, too.
7-0 Wolfpack. Quick word from our sponsors here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. We'll be right back for more CSP Wolfpack football.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play. CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
7-0 CSP here in Sherman as the Wolfpack get on the board first, following a nice touchdown pass to Gavin Burchanowski. Kickoff from Michael Horton in the air, and a nice kick going all the way to the right side, fielded there by number 11, Rylan Benjamin. He'll come forward, get past a few Wolfpack members, and then get drugged down. Short gain on the return, and it looks like Daniel Redlecki leading the way for the Wolfpack as they make the play, and that'll be all the further the Titan return game gets. They'll start in their own end. Looks like it's going to be about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Titans will take over. Wolfpack defense forced a turnover in the last possession. They'll try to do so again. And 2:12 to play here in the first quarter. Yeah, Tuzu. Titans take the field. Tatlow in the shotgun. Receiver in motion, they'll try a little reverse action, and the Wolfpack gobble it up in the backfield. They are all over it. Huge play there. Loss of about 6 on the play. Mason Groders on the tackle, and Mason is one of those guys who's come up to really help out. Was really stand out prior to this in the JV and the modified program. Mason, only an 11th grader, tight end defensive lineman, and a very good baseball player as well. 2nd and 15 now for the Titans. Tatlow in the shotgun, 2 running backs to his left. There's the snap, gets past him, it's on the ground. He dives for it, and the Wolfpack are all over him immediately. A huge loss on the play, and the Wolfpack defensive line doing their job. 3rd down and a mile now for the Titans. Mason Groders once again on the play. So it's going to be 3rd and 30 now. First quarter nearly end. We're in the final minute of that first quarter. Here's the snap to Tatlow. He'll hand it off up the middle to the line of scrimmage and no further. The Wolfpack once again all over it. Leading the way, Colton Hamilton for the Wolfpack. And it'll be 4th and 30 for the Titans. 22 seconds remaining here in the first quarter as we near the end of that time frame. And I think we're going to end the quarter before they end up kicking off this punt. And we will use this opportunity to send you another quick word of our sponsor as we're at the end of one here in Sherman, CSP 7 and Franklinville, Ellicotville 0.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and AC.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and AC.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
It's week one rivalry football here in Sherman, New York, as the Wolfpack leads 7-0 after the first quarter. And it's 4th and 28 for the Titans at their own 8-yard line, as the Wolfpack defense has once again stood up and made some big plays to hold the Titans offense at bay. Back to punt in their own end zone is number 8, James Fleury. There's the snap to him, a high one. He reels it in, gets the punt off. A nice punt. Going to be fair caught at the 40-yard line. It actually dropped, but still reeled in there by the Wolfpack. And they'll start at the FE 40-yard line. So a good starting place again for the Wolfpack offense, who have already accomplished their first touchdown of the season. And now we'll have a chance to go after number 2. And Wolfpack going to get that quick huddle in before we get the offense underway here. They break that huddle, and 1st and 10 at the 39 of the Titans. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. White going to hand it off to Whitney up the middle. Whitney powers forward for about 3 yards, and he's stopped there by a host of Titans. But a short gain for Sawyer Whitney. He's already had probably 7 or 8 carries in this game. Sawyer certainly going to get a lot of touches for the Wolfpack, and he continues to kind of be the workhorse. 2nd and 7. Here's the snap. White looks right. He fires right. He hits his man. Short gain. Going to be a gain of about 2 or 3 over to Gavin Burchanowski. And Burchanowski, who caught that touchdown earlier, gets his 2nd reception of the game. 3rd and 4 for the Wolfpack. So White demonstrating the ability to throw the ball here through that nice touchdown pass, a 25-yarder, fade into the end zone, and now a nice crossing route to Burchanowski. 2 wide to the right, running back to the right. Now White will run to the right on 3rd and 4. He's going to go for the first down himself. He gets it and gets out of bounds for a Wolfpack first down. Gain of about 7 for White. Carson is turned into a running quarterback all of a sudden, and everyone said it was Tate that had all the mobility last year, Tate Catney's, and that Carson couldn't run like that, but so far we've seen it 3 or 4 times in this game.
He covers a lot of ground being 6'4".
He doesn't look like he's moving very fast either because his legs are so long.
Right.
It's like, oh, he's not really moving very fast, but all of a sudden it's a 10-yard gain. Snap to White. He'll hand it off to Whitney up the middle. Whitney, nice design draw play there, or trap play there, and he's going to get about 4 on the play.
Well, we had a few technical difficulties. We apologize for that, and I think we have everything shored up now.
Yeah, and I think you know every time you get the first game of the season, you always get a few bugs to work out, and we are outside today here in Sherman, usually over underneath the press box. Had to change things up a little bit, and now we're figuring that out. So, all right.
Everything's nice and loud now, huh?
Yeah. And both teams taking a moment to have a little water before this next play. Looks like we had maybe a little power issue there because I think our computer restarted and everything else. So
yeah, I think you restarted the computer. Would that have done it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where we're at.
All right. Well, we're definitely much louder now. Turn these down just a little bit here. And that should make things a little better for our listeners. Sorry about the changing in the audio level, but we got her sorted out now, I believe, so we should be okay. All right, so 10:20 to play here in the second quarter. 2nd and 7 for the Wolfpack at the 25-yard line of the Titans. White in the shotgun. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. He's got Whitney in the backfield with him. Fakes the handoff to Whitney as a wide receiver screen to the left side. Pass complete, and on the move is Gavin Burchanowski. He'll be very close to a Wolfpack first down.
That's a nice play right there. He just took about 3 steps, stopped, and White popped, hit him, and nice little gain.
They'll spot him about a yard short of that first down. So 3rd and 1, and the Wolfpack already back on the line of scrimmage, that high tempo. The exact same formation as the previous play. White awaits the snap. There it is, a high snap. He gets it to Sawyer Whitney anyway. Whitney breaks 1 tackle. He's got the first down and more, down to the 10, and he'll get brought down there at the 10-yard line. Sawyer Whitney has such a fast burst.
Good hard run. He runs low to the ground, too, which is a nice thing. Makes it that much tougher to tackle.
And I know, the offensive coordinator, Coach Greg White, up there in the calling the plays, is trying to spread the ball around a little bit, but, man, it's hard not to just give that ball to Sawyer Whitney every play. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack. There's the snap. Whitney to the left side. He makes a cut and kind of loses his footing in the grass and gets brought down from behind by Mason Blecha.
Yeah, that was unfortunate right there. He just, as he went to make that cut, that left foot slid out from underneath him.
So no gain on that one. It'll be 2nd and 10 once again. Second and 10 for the Wolfpack. 9:07 to play at this point in the quarter and the half. And an injury time on the far side for a Titan. We will take this moment to take a word from one of our sponsors here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. The injured player going to be helped off the field now. And we'll be able to get back to the action here in Sherman. Still having a few technical things we're trying to work through for you guys, and so apologies if there's some volume issues, but we're working through it as quickly as we can. 2nd and 11 now for the Wolfpack. 9:05 to play in the half. And they're at the 11-yard line trying to drive in for their 2nd touchdown of the football game. White in the backfield, 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. He'll move the 7 of Gomez across the formation. He'll lead block and the run to the left side. Whitney breaks a couple tackles, gets forward for about 4, but a yellow flag on the far side. The ref's first flag of the game. And we haven't seen the refs get involved yet, so we'll see what the call is here. Sounds like it's a sideline violation against Franklinville, Ellicotville, possibly?
Yeah.
The signal doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what that signal was.
No,
but
me either.
From what I could hear from the guy talking, I think he said it was a sideline violation against Franklinville, Ellicotville. So now 3rd and goal from the 6. Might have just been the warning. I bet they get a warning first. That's why they didn't move the ball. So a warning to the Franklinville, Ellicotville sideline for being on the field.
That makes sense.
So now 3rd and 6. 3rd and goal for the Wolfpack. White in the shotgun once again. There's the snap. He looks to his right. He fires. He has a man, and immediately hit and brought down is Gavin Burchanowski. Nowhere to go for Gavin on that one as he was gobbled up by Blake Smith. It's like 4th and 7.
Good defense right there.
So if you're the Wolfpack now, we've already seen that Michael Horton can kick the ball a little bit. Do they go for the field goal and get a 2-score lead here, or do you try and do something on 4th and goal?
Well, I wouldn't be opposed to kicking.
Looks like the offense stays out. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Whitney to the left of White in the backfield. There's the snap. White going to follow Whitney to the left side. He's got running room. He's going to get to the goal line and get hit right at the goal line. Did he make it? No signal yet from the officials that he did. Looks like he's going to be just short.
Wow.
And it was very close. He's got to be at about the half-yard line there where they're going to mark him down. So turnover on downs, but I think maybe the best position you could possibly put the other offense as the Wolfpack are going to back them up on their own half-yard line here.
Yeah, to say that they gave him a long field would be a terrible understatement.
Spot on the far side shows it at about the 1-yard line. From what I can see here, though, I can see the goal line just behind the football. So I think the spot, maybe the chain gang is just a little bit further ahead than than we are. But going to be a timeout now from Franklinville, Ellicotville as they want to talk about this. We'll use that as an opportunity. Another word from one of our sponsors here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. And back here in Sherman, New York, on the 98.9 Sports Stream as we welcome you back in. The Wolfpack just drove all the way down to the half-yard line, but were unable to successfully punch the ball in. So now the Titans will take over at their own half-yard line and start their third offensive possession of the game with 7:37 to play here in the first half. Their quarterback, Tadlow, in a pistol formation in the end zone. The snap to him, he's going to try to hand it off on a little sweep to the left side. They got some running room, and around the corner comes the running back, number 26, Landon Learn. One man to beat, and he's going to get past him. Johnny Abers tries to make a diving tackle. He's not going to get there. Gavin Burchanowski chasing him down from behind, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Gavin Burchanowski. But, man, that's about an 85 or 90-yard run there for Landon Learn.
Yeah, see where they spot that. That was a heck of a run. Wow.
So Learn, everything kind of worked out perfectly there. Everything moved to the right for the Titans. And then at the last minute, their quarterback, Tadlow, just kind of flipped the ball over to Learn, almost like a reverse. And Learn came free to the left side with no one in front of him. Great job by the offside linebacker, Gavin Burchanowski, chasing that play down from behind.
Yeah. That was incredible that he caught him.
He was probably 40 yards away from that play when the running back broke free and somehow caught him before he got to the end zone. That's impressive. Spot is at the 5-yard line. So it's going to be a 95-yard run. And it's not a touchdown. Here's the snap to Tatlow. He'll give it to the running back up the middle. And he's going to be hit and brought down immediately there by Blake Beckerink.
Nice tackle by Beckerink right there.
And Blake flows very well to the football. He shows that time in and time out. So there's another example of that from him. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 4-yard line for the Titans. And here come the Titans now. They'll break their huddle. Tatlow in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll drop back to pass, looking to his right. Now he's going to take off, and he's going to get hammered and brought down immediately in the backfield. Colton Hamilton leading the way for the Wolfpack. And Mason Groder's right there behind him. And how about that? The Wolfpack flood to the quarterback, didn't give him any time. His pocket collapsed in less than 3 seconds.
Yeah, that was a great job on the defensive end right there.
3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 now for the Titans as they are in the red zone for the 2nd time today. But they're running into a very tough bend-but-don't-break Wolfpack defense. They'll break the huddle now. Brady Tallow waits for the snap. There it is. He's going to look to pass. Looks to his right side. Pump fakes. Now he fires, has a man, and it's going to be touchdown Titans. Looks like he got James Fleury in the end zone there for the 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Titans' first touchdown of the year on the board.
That was interesting. I was watching it. The receivers, the first receiver did a slant to the inside tight, and the other one did a slight slant behind him.
So kind of clear out play of some sort, right?
Right.
Interesting tactic there for the Titans, but it does get the job done, and they are on the board here in this one. Extra point attempt going to be by Cameron Mendel. He puts it in the air, and not as strong as the CSP extra point, but still good enough, and it counts. 7-7 here in Sherman. Try this again. Another word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
Rivalry games are always like this. They're back and forth, and there are a lot of slugfest type games, and that's exactly what we're getting here from FE and the Wolfpack today.
Yeah, for sure. 3:17 to play here, Josh, in the first half.
7-7 the score, and about time for the Wolfpack to return the kick as Cameron Mendel about to kick it away for the Titans. Mendel's kick in the air, a nice straight line kick, going to be fielded by the Wolfpack's Sawyer Whitney. He takes off, runs into his own man, somehow bounces off him and keeps on rolling forward.
Still going.
He's still pulling everybody from the Titans side forward to about the 48-yard line. Wow, Sawyer Whitney. If anybody's standing out as the potential for that Player of the Game award so far in this first half, it is absolutely him.
For sure. I tell you, good things happen when you keep your feet moving, Josh.
A hold face mask call against the Titans now. Going to move that starting field position even further down the field for the Wolfpack.
And see if it's an incidental or if it was a 15-yarder.
Waiting for them to step it off here. I think they actually delayed stepping it off because they're waiting for the Wolfpack to accept the penalty.
Ooh.
It's going to be the big one. Yeah. So now the Wolfpack will start on the Franklinville, Ellicotville side of the field at about the 39-yard line. So another really good field position for the Wolfpack. Story of this game, though, really is one big play from Franklinville, Ellicotville. Otherwise, the Wolfpack have been in control.
Right.
1st and 10, White in the shotgun. The snap. He'll give to Whitney up the middle. Whitney, nice move to the right side, gets away from the first man, and he'll drag the pile forward for a gain of 7 or 8. We certainly need to check on his stats here at halftime. I'm pretty sure he's accounted for about all but 10 yards of the Wolfpack's offense and the 20-yard touchdown pass.
I was thinking in the first quarter, I was wondering how many carries he had, and I was thinking about 10 at that point.
Yeah. 2nd and a long 3 for the Wolfpack. 3 wide to the left. There's the snap. Handoff to Whitney to the right side. Makes a man miss. Gets the first down. Gain of about 4 there for Whitney. The thing that's interesting about this Wolfpack team is they have more running backs. It's not just Sawyer Whitney. He's just so dominant. Jackson Wells, Lincoln Gibbs, they're going to get time. And Lincoln Gibbs, we saw him in the playoff run last year. He can certainly move with the football as well.
Right.
White in the shotgun. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack at the 29-yard line. White going to take off himself to the left side. He's being chased in the backfield. He gets away from one man, gets back to the line of scrimmage and knocked out of bounds. Late flag comes in.
Whoa.
I think that's going to be a late hit there. It seemed like he was well out of bounds before that flag. Wait and see what the call is here. I think it's going to be a late hit on the Titans there. Refs over on the far sidelines conversing about the call. Still waiting for a signal from the officials here. Head official coming back to the middle of the field now. Maybe he picked his flag up. No, there it is. Yep. Late hit, personal foul there on the Titans. So that's a penalty you can't give up in a rivalry game.
No, there's 30 yards in a hurry that they just gave CSP.
This is the one thing, with 4 minutes left in the half, you're still in this game 7-7. Even though you have had not really a great half if you're the Titans, that's a mistake right there that hopefully they don't pay for on their side. Obviously, the Wolfpack hoping to convert here quickly. A little throw out of the backfield to Sawyer Whitney. He makes a man miss, and he's going to get down to the 14-yard line where he'll be brought down there. And that first guy that got to him had both arms around his waist, and somehow Sawyer just shrugged him off and left him laying there on the grass. As much excitement as there was to watch the Wolfpack last year, and there was plenty, Sawyer Whitney in this game is putting on a show. Just a lot of fun to watch so far. I'm excited to see how his season progresses. 2nd and 9 now for the Wolfpack. 3:42 to play here in the first half. White in the shotgun. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Whitney to his left. There's the snap he gives to Whitney. Right up the middle, Whitney makes a nice cut. He'll head back towards the left side, and he's going to be tackled at the goal line. Touchdown, CSP. Sawyer Whitney, a 13-yard touchdown run.
He just seems to be gaining more momentum every time he touches the ball.
It's easy to forget he's only a sophomore. So the Wolfpack strike on the 2 penalties that the Titans give up. That 30 yards definitely made a difference on this drive. 13-7, we'll wait for Horton's extra point. And the Wolfpack sideline fired up here in front of us. Good to see that kind of fire from these guys. There's the snap. The kick is blocked. And no good as his kick gets deflected at the line of scrimmage by number 4, Blake Smith. But 13-7 the Wolfpack as we head to another word from our sponsors here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Moshers Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Moshers has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
And welcome back into an absolutely beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Sherman, New York. 13-7 Wolfpack, 3:25 to play in the first half as they've scored their second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a little rainy at first when we first started the broadcast, and it's turned out to be a beautiful day.
Horton set to kick it off for the Pack. His boot in the air, a low left side kick and a bounce close to the out-of-bounds line and will go out of bounds. Tough break there for Michael Horton as that kick took a kind of a, I guess, lateral bounce once it finally hit the ground over there. So that penalty will bring the Titans back up to a pretty good starting spot for their offense with 3:25 to play. Starting at the 35-yard line.
Nice crowd out here today for the ball game.
And it's interesting, you're defending state champions, but you graduate that many kids. You're not really sure exactly what you're going to see, and I think there's a lot of interest in the community to see exactly what this team has to offer this year, and this is so far been a lot of fun.
It's always fun to listen to the gossip of how will they be this year.
And being in Class C, especially playing against their former coach in Ty Harper, things are very interesting for the Wolfpack.
And that's something we didn't talk about yet, is that CSP will see Coach Harper later in the season.
That game will take place, I believe, in Panama for senior night. So it'll be, or it might actually be in Clymer. That one's in Clymer. 1st and 10 for the Titans. Now a true shotgun formation. 3 wide to the right. Now maybe quads to the right. This running back's not sure where he needs to be. He's coming back across the formation. And now it'll be a empty set. And there's the flag for delay of game. And that delay of game is 100% on Braden McWilliams, the junior, as he ran all the way off the field and came all the way back across the formation. And he's, as expected, coming off the field now, as the coaches will probably give him a little break after that one.
Yeah, they're going to make sure he gets on the same page.
1st and 15 now for the Titans. Wolfpack kind of hoping to get this ball back here, maybe take one more shot at the end zone before the end of the half.
That'd be nice to see.
Titans break the huddle now. Tatlow in that shotgun formation, 3 wide to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield besides the quarterback. Pressure gets to him. He fires just in time and overthrows his receiver. Incomplete. Sawyer Miller, the intended receiver, and that pocket collapsed really fast around Tatlow.
He definitely gets a lot of steam on it when he throws it.
So Tatlow, he did get some time at quarterback last year. He's familiar with the position. It's not like he's a new up-and-coming guy or something like that, but kind of underrated last year. They ran the ball a lot, so it's nice to see that they're progressing their offense as well. 2nd and 15. The snap to Tatlow. He drops back, looks to his right, now turns to the left, narrowly avoids the sack and fires. And that pass is incomplete, but a flag immediately. And Hayden Sexton says, I did a good job blocking and playing defense there, but I think the officials maybe think he had his hands on the receiver before the ball came.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough break for the Pack there.
Still 3:13 to play.
There's 3:13 to play. What are the officials doing now? They're coming all the way back to the line of scrimmage. Because the 15-yard penalty for the pass interference is not a spot foul.
Okay.
I wasn't sure at first either what they were doing. So that'll give them first down. That should be just enough for the first down for the Titans. So back up to the 45-yard line, their own 45, where they'll have 1st and 10. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Running back to his left for Tatlow. There's the snap. He drops back to throw. Good pressure from the Wolfpack defensive line. Tatlow somehow gets away. He's still under pressure. He gets hit by Mason Groders, and the pass is incomplete.
Flag back here. I believe it's going to be a hold.
Yeah, the Wolfpack defensive line were all over Tatlow that time, and his linemen tried their best to try to protect him, but not much help there from his offensive line. The flag behind the play, I believe it was
There you go.
Yep, and so they held Mason Weber on that backside there. Or might have been Groders actually. It was Mason Groders on the backside that they held. So Groders making a big impact. He's a junior and a guy that, like I said, he as a JV player and as a player on the modified team was pretty impressive. Making a big impact in this game so far defensively.
It's great to see kids make the most of their opportunity when they move up.
2nd and 20 for the Titans. 3:02 to play here in the half. 13-7 Wolfpack. Titans go trip left. Actually, it's an empty set. There's the snap to Tatlow. He drops back. Good pressure again from the defensive line. There's the throw, and it's caught in there by number 17, Sawyer Miller, and he's going to get about 15, 16 yards. Not quite enough for the first down. And that one nearly picked off by the Wolfpack. Brian Gomez, I think if he would have had jumped just a second sooner, he would have had that football.
Right. That is, in my opinion, the toughest pass route to cover is that slant.
3rd and 1, so a 19-yard gain on that play for Sawyer Miller for the Titans. And they break their huddle. This time, 2 running backs in the backfield with Tatlow. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. There's the snap to Tatlow. He'll hand it off up the middle. Wolfpack swarm, make the play in the backfield. They say no thank you, 4th down. Great job there by the Wolfpack. Troy Chambers leading the way.
Yeah, that was outstanding effort right there.
So that stop brings up 4th down with 2:12 to play here in the half. And not sure why the clock's not running unless somebody called a timeout there. Must be the Wolfpack called a timeout.
Yes.
Yep, so we'll take a quick word from our sponsor here in the 98.9 Sports Stream.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
Support for coverage of Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing and Design. Triple E Manufacturing and Design offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Located at 117 Osborne Street in Sherman and at tripleemfg.com. Phone 800-295-4282. The Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream thanks Triple E Manufacturing and Design for their support.
4th and 2 for the Titans at the Wolfpack 47-yard line, and they're going to line up to go for it. Tatlow with 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Long count. He'll get the snap. He'll look to throw. Looks to his left. Fires to his left. Has a man over his head. Incomplete Wolfpack ball.
Wow.
And of all the plays to call there, that's not the one I expected. So
No.
Coach Tatlow over there on the sideline trying to catch everybody off guard with the shot over the top. And I suppose if you're going to punt it there, you might bury the Wolfpack deep and prevent them from moving up the field. Now you're going to give them a little bit better field position. So a gamble there by Coach Tatlow.
Right. I was looking run all the way, Josh, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, especially with the 2 backs in the backfield. And Cameron Mendel's had some success today for the Titans. So I kind of thought maybe he was going to get the call there. Wolfpack now will get the ball at their own 46 with 2:07 to play here in the half, leading 13-7. White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. Sawyer Whitney to his left. There's the snap. He gives it to Whitney. Whitney going to make a move to the right. He's got room to run. He's up to the 50. He's going to get caught there and brought down. Gain of about 5 for Sawyer Whitney. Whitney continuing to just really be the workhorse for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone but Whitney and White have run the ball, have they?
Running the ball, no. I think in the passing game, I believe it's only Burchanowski who's caught a ball besides White. Or I'm sorry, besides Whitney. White in the shotgun once again. There's the snap. He'll roll to his left. Looking downfield, he fires. He has his man. It's Burchanowski. First down and more. Burchanowski knocked out of bounds down around the 34-yard line. A late flag coming from the far sideline. And that was well after the play there. I think Burchanowski tried to run out of bounds there. Interesting. I'm not sure if they're going to get him for a late hit again or if maybe there was some mouths running afterwards.
Right.
Waiting for the officials to let us know what the call is.
Late hit.
A block in the back on the Wolfpack.
Oh, jeez.
Interesting. Definitely didn't see that from my point of view.
No.
But I guess if it was behind the play, I wouldn't have saw it. So that's going to deflate that nice little play there by Gavin Burchanowski. The Wolfpack will lose back that ground that they had. Oh. Now he calls it a holding. He changed his mind, or maybe there were 2 penalties on the play, but either way, the Wolfpack will have 2nd and 2 with 1:29 to play. So they only lost really the additional yardage after the first down. So they still gained 5 on the play. 2nd and 2. White takes the snap, hands it off to Whitney. Whitney up the middle. He'll have the first down. Gain of about 4 for Sawyer Whitney. Clock is running now on the Wolfpack, though, as they'll get that first down at about the 43-yard line. As soon as they get set up here, the clock will roll, and now it is. Just had to wait for the chain crew to get where they belonged. There's the snap. Wide receiver screen to the right side. It's caught by Burchanowski. He's going to get through the hole, powers forward, and is going to have just about enough for a first down once again.
Nice
Burchanowski has been really active in this passing game.
Yeah, I like where White is putting the ball, too. He's keeping it low to where only his receiver is going to have a chance to catch it.
Wolfpack on the ball before the chain gang is, so the clock not running yet. As soon as they get set, the clock will start, and the Wolfpack snap the ball immediately. White looks to his left. He fires, has a man. He hits Burchanowski. Another first down. And they're down to the 19-yard line. So 2 straight passes to Gavin Burchanowski equals 2 first downs for the Wolfpack.
Burchanowski's running perfect routes, and White's finding them.
And again, the clock stopped as they wait for the chain crew to get over there. The ref calling for the clock to be running, though. There's the snap. White looks to his left. He's under pressure, but he gets the pass off. Completes it for a gain of 5 to the left side. On the catch is, I believe that's Johnny Abers over there. It was number 9, Johnny Abers. 37 seconds left. The Wolfpack going to take a timeout here.
Wolfpack making a quick little drive down the field here.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time at all.
So 37.9 seconds remain. They lead 13-7. 2nd and 5 at the 15-yard line. And really, they've been in control this whole half. I mean, other than the one big play that the Titans got, the Wolfpack have looked pretty good here in the first half.
Yeah, I think they've been dominating both sides of the ball. And right now, that was a good timeout right here, just to talk things over and set up a couple plays.
Yep. So Coach Dave Bodemer stepping back into that head coaching role. He's no stranger to it, though. He's done it in the past. And we see Coach Greg White out there with his offense telling them exactly what he wants to do here in the last 37 seconds of this half. Wolfpack break that huddle, come back out on the field now. 2nd and 5. White going to have Whitney to his right. 2 wide receivers to that right. 3 wide receivers to that right side. There's the snap. He'll fake the handoff and roll to that right side. He has room to run. Instead, he'll dump it off to the receiver. Nice little completion to Abers, and Abers is going to get down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line.
That was a nice play.
So Abers just kind of slow played that like he was going to block for the quarterback. At the last minute, turned and made himself a target, and White hit him right in the chest.
Yep, very, very good play right there. And Carson White's coming into his own, I think.
1st and goal for the Wolfpack, down to 20 seconds to play here in the half. White looks to his left. He fires, has a man, and the man is knocked down in the end zone. And everyone on the CSP sideline thought that was pass interference, but the officials say it was a tip ball, so it was an acceptable contact between the defender and the receiver. Clock stops at 19 seconds. So the defender did go through the receiver, and if he did get a piece of the ball, it is acceptable.
Right.
So good defensive heads-up play from the safety, number 13, Tristan Hennard. He's the one who's having the nice day on the other side of the ball as well. All right, White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his right. There's the snap. He'll hand it off to Whitney up the middle. Whitney gets gobbled up by the defensive line there. Number 72, Mason Blecha. Nice play and did not let go. Gain of 1 for Sawyer Whitney. Timeout Wolfpack with 14 seconds to play.
It'd be huge to get this score right here and go up by 2 going into halftime.
So it's 3rd down. They still have 1 timeout left. So you take 1 more shot at the end zone, then let your kicker put some more points on the board?
Sure.
I mean, you could take 2 more shots, right? I mean, it just depends on how you want to do it. Just depends on if you have confidence in Michael Horton's foot.
Right. Yeah, and you're making it a 2-possession game,
Yep.
and that's the key right there.
So the Wolfpack talk it over. Offensive coordinator Coach Greg White is happy with the play call, sends his offense back out on the field, and we'll see what happens here for the Wolfpack. Cameron Eining out there to the left side in the slot. Keep an eye on him. And all the way to the far sideline is Gavin Burchanowski. White in the shotgun. Whitney to his left. There's the snap. He's going to roll to the left. He's got blockers out in front of him and an open receiver. He's going to try and take it himself. He gets to the goal line. He's hit there, and he's going to be stopped at the goal line. And there's 2 seconds left. 1 second. They must not have had another timeout?
Must be not.
Well, the half is going to end at the half-yard line. And the Wolfpack very frustrated by that one. So 13-7 your score at halftime here in Sherman. Wolfpack coming off the field a little agitated. They didn't get in the end zone there. But nonetheless, they move the ball at will. And they have the lead here at halftime against their rival, the Franklinville-Ellicotville Titans. We're going to send you folks off to some words from our sponsor before we come back with a halftime show here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. Stay tuned. The Corry Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up shortly.
WHYP-LP Corry.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
This is Channel 98.9 music. This is Channel 98.9 music.
You are the only exception. You are the only exception.
And this is Channel 98.9 music.
So who the hell am I? Who the hell am I to expect a savior? Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor. But God, I need a
Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I'd build secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I'd do the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Bob Stye. I host the Grunge Garage. We take you back to the 1990s with all your favorite alternative and Britpop songs. I know you missed these songs, and you got them all with me. Plus, once an hour, we do mandatory Morrissey and a salute to my favorite, sad but mighty lyrical god. The Grunge Garage with me, Bob Stye. It's a trip to the 1990s, and you're going to love it. Check it out every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight right here on Channel 98.9.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. High-T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com. The Dutch Village Restaurant in Clymer, dutchvillage.net. Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown. 716-450-0847. Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama. TroyersGreenhouse.com. Cabi Farms in Clymer. 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting. The right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to a pop concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I'll have a soft pretzel.
Or B, just roll with it?
Justin! OMG! I love you, Justin! I love you!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Angela Morton. I help bring awareness of drug and alcohol issues to rural areas. Let's talk about addiction. Did you know addiction is a medical condition that is treatable? Using drugs or alcohol changes your brain, and treatment can help people recover from addiction. If you or someone you know are struggling with drugs or alcohol or wonder if you might be addicted, help is available even if you don't have insurance. It's your life and your decision. It just starts with a phone call. Call 1-800-662-HELP and ask about treatment options in your area. This message is brought to you by Channel 98.9, Corry's radio alternative.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is often laced into illicit drugs and used to make fake versions of prescription pills. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it. Suppliers mix fentanyl into their products because it's potent and cheap, and the dealer might not even know. Keep yourself and others safe by knowing the real deal on fentanyl. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Dave W. Phillips along with my sidekicks Taryn McKenna. We have a new show here on Channel 98.9. It's called Studio B. Indie alternative music, SoCal style. Studio B is new, cutting-edge music from up-and-coming artists or artists you may not have heard of before. Studio B, Sundays at 7 p.m. right here on Channel 98.9, Corry's radio alternative.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 Music. And this is Channel 98.9 Music. Corry's radio alternative, Channel 98.9.
Thanks for tuning in to CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream, powered by Lictus Oil and Propane. The halftime show is a presentation of the Corry Federal Credit Union. CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports. Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Utegg's Body Shop in Corry, offering collision repair and refinishing along with frame straightening services. 699 East Smith Street in Corry or at uteggsbodyshop.com. Phone 814-663-2562. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Utegg's Body Shop for their support.
And welcome back into Sherman, New York, here at the site of the CSP versus Franklinville, Ellicotville football game. The Wolfpack lead 13-7 at the half, and we'll be getting to the second half here shortly. But first, it's the halftime show here on the 98.9 Sports Stream, and we saw an interesting half there. We saw that the Wolfpack were pretty much in control with the exception of one play.
Yeah, I thought so, Josh. I thought that they played very well both sides of the ball. Like you said, one big play from Franklinville, Ellicotville, got them on the board. And, geez, if there's one person that's sticking out for the Flicks Daniels player of the game, it's definitely Sawyer Whitney.
And I was just conversing with a couple of the former coaching staff members and folks that are around the program. We're estimating Sawyer had between 15 and 20 carries in that first half.
Yeah, he has to be real close to 100 yards rushing already.
Yeah, big half. There are other guys in this team that can run the ball, and I think that's what you're going to see start getting mixed in now down the stretch as a change of pace. Cameron Einink, who was wide open in the end zone on the last play of the first half there, and Carson White turned and tried to run that in instead and didn't hit Einink. He can run the ball and has run the ball for this offense in the past, so don't be surprised to see him get a couple touches. But I already mentioned Lincoln Gibbs, and there's a few other guys on the roster as well that will probably get some touches here in the second half. The Wolfpack, as I said, a lot of people didn't know any of the names going into this game, going into this season. Sawyer Whitney's name certainly not going to be left out of any of the newspaper articles after this one.
No, that's for sure. Hopefully the little pep talk at halftime will get the boys going in the right direction. I think that there's a few things that need to be cleaned up a little bit, but first game out, you can expect to have a few different things happening that little wrinkles to iron out.
Yeah, if things were different in that first half and everything went to plan, I think CSP's probably up 2 more scores. They had the one drive end at the half-yard line, then that last drive ended at the 1 or 2. So you figure they're up, 26 or 28-7 instead of 13-7, and it hopefully doesn't bite them right now, right? But there's definitely the possibility for them to have a lot more right now. Like you said, mistakes happen, especially the first game out. One thing we want to call out is Gavin Burchanowski was on the sideline, not with his team during the half. It looked like cramping in his right leg. They were feeding him some Gatorade and trying to get him ready for the second half.
Well, I tell you, this time of year, you're going to see a lot of cramping. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen. Hopefully he's going to be all right, and he was a big part of the offense there in the first half.
Yeah, made a lot of big catches offensively. The defense for the Wolfpack saw some interesting things there. We saw that front four really being aggressive. Both ends were in the backfield constantly, Mason Groders and Troy Chambers. But then in the secondary, we saw Brian Gomez in the linebacker role dropping back into that zone coverage and very close to making a lot of big plays. If he can, kind of read the quarterback just a little bit faster, he's going to become a complete menace defensively.
Yeah, he's very quick, sees the field really well, and that's what you have to have playing that linebacker spot.
Wolfpack getting ready here on the home sideline. We have about 2 minutes left here in the halftime period before we get back to football action. And remember, folks, next Saturday, Wolfpack back here again in Sherman for another 1:30 kick against a league opponent this time, and it'll be the Faulkner-Cassadaga Valley Maple Grove Herd. The Herd, a program that has consistently been very good at the modified and JV level, and they're trying to transition that skill into a varsity program that is also very successful. They did lose yesterday, though, and so they'll have to try to bounce back from that next week against the Wolfpack. Do have some out-of-town scores we can share with you. I did get a couple of these, and we'll try to stick to the ones that are actually applicable. Wilson, who's a Class D school that the Wolfpack plays every year, typically becoming a little bit of a rival. They beat Alden 42-6, a big blowout win for them on Thursday night that nobody kind of saw coming there. In the Class C, Springville fell to Fredonia 18-6. Those are two teams in C South that will play this year. So that's an important score. Another team from C South won last night. Portville, they won 49-8 over Allegheny Limestone Hinsdale. Randolph beat Faulkner Cassadaga Valley Maple Grove 7-6. So that Faulkner team that we play next week fell to Randolph last night, unable to score a touchdown in that game. Randolph, though, looks like they could be very sharp as well. Going to be the end of our halftime show. We're ready to get back to the action here in Sherman, New York. And the Wolfpack going to kick off to start the second half here. Michael Horton gets the football and the tee ready to go. I mentioned in the first half, Horton, a basketball player who played on the state championship team for Panama last year. Most of that team gone now, so it's pretty much his basketball team at this point. It'd be interesting to see how that transition happens, just like this football team graduating 21 seniors. His basketball team graduated the rest of the starters.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a rarity, too, when you have a football team and a basketball team that wins state championships and have a lot of the same players involved.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only in small schools, right? You never see that in anything bigger than...
Well, General McLean High School in Pennsylvania back in the early 2000s.
Sawyer Miller on the kick return, and he gets hammered there. Brought down, the tackle made by Mason Moore. Mason Moore came in late on that one and just absolutely laid out the runner.
Yeah, he did. He was dialed in.
29-yard line, about how far they made it, and that's where they'll start their first possession here of the second half. The Wolfpack defense looked really, really stout. If they can keep that going throughout the season, they're going to be a hard team to score on. Officials call their own timeout. Not sure what they called it for, but looks like we're ready to get back to football now. Oh, there's something over there on the far side. There's a player on his knee.
Okay.
Looks like a Titan player on his knee
Yeah,
on the
now
field.
I see him.
I couldn't see him before behind our
I couldn't
defense,
either.
but now they get him back to his feet. That's number 17. He was the returner. That's Sawyer Miller. He's the one that took that big hit from Mason Moore. So maybe a little staggered after that big hit. Keep an eye on that. So he was a big part of their team so far this year. He's a receiver. He's a sophomore receiver, defensive back. I think he had the interception in the first half.
He's a pretty good-sized kid, too.
Shotgun for Tatlow. There's the snap. He'll give it off to the right side. Now a run back to the left side. Gets past the first batch of tacklers and brought down by Brian Gomez, but going to be a nice gain there. A gain of about 8 or 9 for Riley Freer.
Yeah, that was a good run.
So Freer, for a small guy, really hard runner. The smallest guy on the field for both teams right now. He runs the ball very hard. If I had to guess, I'd say he's about 6 to 8 inches shorter than his offensive lineman.
Sure looks it.
They break the huddle now for 2nd and 1. Again, Tatlow in the shotgun. 2 wide to the left. There's the snap. He'll give it to Freer again. Freer to the right side, gets through the initial hole and then gets tackled immediately at the line, but a flag comes in late.
Might have got a face mask. Looked like his head kind of turned to the side.
And looked like for the Wolfpack.
Well, they're waving it off. Waved off the flag.
Okay. Troy Chambers was there, as well as Matthew Redlecki. I'm not sure who else. A couple other guys in on that. But the Wolfpack swarmed to the ball there to try to prevent that first down. It is a first down for the Titans. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. And that's only, I think, their 3rd first down of the game.
Wow.
Go D.
And back to the ball they come. Tatlow again in that shotgun with a running back behind him. There's the snap. He goes the other way. The running back goes the other side of him, and he throws it, completes the pass to number 4, Blake Smith. Smith tackled enough for another FE first down. And I don't know if that was intentional or not. He turned to hand the ball off to the right side, and the running back went to the left side. They both looked like they were confused.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden he pulled up and threw that little pop pass. So either really good actors or they screwed that up.
Right.
First down for the Titans. So near midfield here at the 49. As this is their best sustained drive so far of the game, other than the 95-yard run in the first half. They break the huddle. And again, Brady Tadlow in that, I'll call it a shotgun, but it's more like a pistol because they're running back behind him. He's not quite as far deep as most shotguns. They'll do that same play they had the big run on before, that little bit of a reverse to the left side, and this time the Wolfpack sniff it out after a short gain. Land and learn, only going to get about 4 on that one. But an injured Wolfpack player on the field, Cam Heining snuffed that out.
Yeah, and he made a nice tackle there.
They weren't going to let that happen to him again.
Right. Let me see if I can.
With a Wolfpack player down.
Figure out who that is.
Holding his right knee. And
get the number. It's a 50.
Yeah.
It's maybe 56.
It's it could be Troy Chambers out there, the 54. No, I see Troy over here in the huddle, so it's not him. It could be 56. 56 is Mason Weber. Doesn't always play defense, but
trainer out there working on that knee.
We'll wait to see. One thing nice about small town football, you get trainers from both sidelines immediately out to the player. There's no "this is your guy, this is my guy" thing that you see at the bigger levels of football.
Right.
It's really just about the student.
She's stretching that like it's a cramp.
Yeah, I think we're going to see more cramping in the second half. This is typical of the first couple weeks of football. You see a lot of kids who, even though they've been running and doing the heat acclimation and all that kind of stuff, they still end up being where they cramp a lot here the first couple games of the season.
Mm-hmm. And the clouds here today keep hiding that sun. The sun will come out for a little bit, and the air is a little cooler, but it is September.
It's so for you as a guy who does PA football, you guys are in week 2, but it's week 3, right? Because they have week 0 over there.
Well, yeah, we actually completed our 3rd week last night. Yeah. So, yeah, it's crazy.
So 3 weeks ahead of these New York kids who are just now finally getting the season started. And just a very different, start to the season and the way things are. As they do get them up, that is number 56, Mason Weber.
They do some different things as we can, go back to here after a bit. But one of the things they do in PA, and I'm not sure if they do it in New York State, is the mercy rule. 35-point lead after the second half. It'll be a running clock the entire game.
So it's a gentleman's agreement here in Western New York. So some coaches are okay with it and some are not. But technically that rule does not exist in New York. There's the snap. Tatlow going to try that same pitch play to the right side. And the Wolfpack going to make the tackle, but very close to the first down for Blake Smith. So they're now trying to get the ball into space. That's the new offense here for the Titans. So, yeah, the mercy rule in New York usually enforced most of the time because most of the coaches agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
But there is the ability to say, no, I'm not interested in participating in that, and I'm just going to run the score up on you.
Right. And it doesn't do anybody any good either way.
Yeah, exactly.
Run the score up.
And that's one of the things I always said about Ty Harper. As soon as he got a big lead, he would put in his JV, and he would just let those guys play. And that, not just Ty Harper. This whole coaching staff did that. So these guys will do the same thing, I'm sure, if they got a big lead. There's the snap to Tatlow. Handoff, and he gets by the tackler in the backfield. He's going to get hit again, though, in the backfield. Cameron Einink comes in from 8 yards deep to make the tackle. And I believe going to lose a yard or 2 on the play. Yes, he's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Cam Einink makes a huge play there for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, that's the second one in about 2 out of the last 3 plays, I believe. Cam's been right there.
And, I think I said pregame, Cam Einink's one of the guys to watch. He flows to the football very well defensively. He can be an asset on the offensive side. He plays receiver, but he can also run the ball. Definitely one of the guys that you're going to hear his name quite a bit here on this Wolfpack team this year. 4th and 4 for the Titans, and they're lining up like they're going to try and go for it here at the 45-yard line. Almost like a full house set here as they move everybody around.
Got everybody moving.
So the tight end crosses the formation. All 3 receivers moved. Now the running back's going to dump out. Back to pass goes Tatlow. He rolls to his right. He's under pressure. He fires way over the receiver's head. Incomplete, and the Wolfpack take over right there at the 45-yard line.
Good pressure right there by the Wolfpack line.
Again, both defensive ends in the backfield causing chaos. Troy Chambers and Mason Groders. So the Wolfpack offense now are going to get another shot, their first shot of the second half here. And, what can we expect from them here? More Sawyer Whitney?
I think so. I think you're going to get a steady diet of Sawyer here. Cam Eining, going back to him, is he a junior this year?
Cam Einink is a senior this season. Yep. Wolfpack ready to go before the officials are, as usual. This team does not waste any time in a huddle. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He gives to Whitney up the middle. Whitney makes one guy miss, and then he's going to be caught by a group of Titans. Short gain for Sawyer, going to be about 4 on the game. We'll call it 5. And that's the other thing with Sawyer. It's kind of deceptive. What looks like a 2-yard gain turns into a 5-yard gain because he just drags the pile forward when he falls, too.
Yeah, he definitely keeps those feet moving. I like seeing that.
White takes the snap, gives to Sawyer Whitney up the middle once again. Whitney again dragging the pile forward. He's going to be very close, and he falls forward, and it should be enough for a CSP first down. I'll tell you what, he was 2 yards short and then dragged that pile for the first down.
That's a pretty powerful sophomore right there.
And not a big kid. I mean, he's not small, not like the running back for the Titans, but he's not big by any stretch of the imagination. So real strong is Sawyer Whitney. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. This time a little screen pass to the right side and hitting the backfield and brought down immediately. Great job by the Titans flowing to that football. And the receiver is Johnny Abers. He's down. Looks like a cramp for him as well.
Yeah.
So the cramping continues for the Wolfpack.
We did a game last night in Waterford, and the guy who does the broadcast with me said maybe we should try to figure out if there's a cramp counter. We can actually count how many cramps there were in the game.
It's not a bad idea.
It was much of the same as we're seeing today.
Yeah, and that was in Pittsburgh last week for Central Catholic versus Pine Richland. It was the same story there. And everybody on the field has a dozen offers, and there was still cramps at every turn. So I guess it doesn't really matter what level of football we're talking about. No. It's just happening.
And the coaches preach hydration, 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 which helps with cramping, but we're talking to high school kids.
Yeah. Well, this cramp is being sorted. We'll take you to a quick word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
Support for coverage of Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing and Design.
And welcome back in. Cramp cleared. Offense back on the field. 2nd and 12 for the Wolfpack. Carson White in the shotgun once again. There's the snap. Handoff to Whitney up the middle. Whitney moves to the right side, drags the pile forward. Going to be a gain of about 6 for Sawyer Whitney. And so if he was at about 15 to 20 carries before this half, I think he's got 5 already.
Right.
So Sawyer racking up those carries here. And holding against the Wolfpack, going to take away that 6-yard gain. Didn't even see the flag. Far sideline behind the Titan defense. So it must have been up on the backside of the play there. But the Wolfpack already backed up before that play at 2nd and 12. Now they're going to back up even further. So now they're going to need a big offensive play here, 2nd and 20.
Yeah, now might have to air it out a little bit here.
6:13 to play here in the third quarter as the Wolfpack continue to lead 13-7. I've been waiting for an update from the mini Wolfpack, their pro-level team, the oldest team, playing this morning at 11 a.m. And was promised updates from that game, but I have not seen them yet. So I apologize to everybody who's waiting to hear how they did. Hopefully the mini pack got it done today. There's a handoff to Whitney on the left side. He breaks a tackle, powers forward for a gain of about 8 on the play. Brought down there just shy of the original first down line by number 30, Braden McWilliams.
And just when you think they need to pass, they run.
Well, and that's the thing with Sawyer Whitney, you know. I mean, you need 8 yards. Do you want to pass the ball, or you just want to put the ball in his hands? I mean, the guy's shown us today that he can do anything with the football. So
right.
And, you know, he's not the only playmaker. And that's the part I want to keep reminding everybody of. It's not just Sawyer. We've just seen a heavy dose of Sawyer so far today. White in the shotgun. 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his right. There's the snap. He's going to roll to his right. Follow Whitney across the formation. He'll think to throw. He does, and just overthrows his receiver, Cameron Einink. Einink, if he was about 4 inches taller, might have had a piece of that football.
Yeah, he got a hand on it, but barely. Right off the fingertips.
4th and 12 now for the Wolfpack. So the rollout pass has been something we've seen a couple times today from them. And what it does is it leaves an option for White to either run the ball or take that little dump-off pass.
Mm-hmm.
Nice way to protect the quarterback who didn't get as much time throwing the ball last year as some will.
Right, the old RPO, run-pass option.
Horton into punt for the Wolfpack. Wait for the snap. We'll bring the 10 across formation. That's Gavin Burchanowski. There's the snap. Horton's kick is up. Nice kick. Going to bounce it about the 16, get past the defense, down to the 1. He fields it there, and he's tackled at the 1-yard line.
Wow.
The Wolfpack just got the job done. Burchanowski, though, is holding his right leg, the same one that was cramping before. He makes the tackle at the 1-yard line.
What an effort.
So almost a perfect kick there from Michael Horton, and then the Wolfpack swarmed to the ball, and I think FE might have touched that, so that the return man had to go back and get the ball, because if he didn't, it was going to be a Wolfpack football.
Right.
They got him buried deep once again. This is the second time today that the Titan offense will have to start at their own 1-yard line.
Yeah, the last time that happened, that the Wolfpack let them move the ball down the field, so let's see if they can make something happen here and stop them.
I see Burchanowski coming to the sideline. He appears to be okay. Still stretching out that cramped leg. Here's a run to the right side. Moves forward, but, oh, man, big impact from the Wolfpack secondary as they come flying in there and shut down Tatlow on the keeper. And is that Einink? Yeah, Einink. He put a hit on that quarterback. Gain of 4 for Tatlow on the keeper, but he paid for it. Gets his team out of the end zone, though. You know, they're not backed up as bad now, so 2nd and 6 from the 5-yard line. The Wolfpack defense has been stout so far. Other than the 95-yard run that you mentioned, it was kind of a reverse. And now a timeout on the field. There'll be a timeout here on the radio as well as we head to another word from our sponsors here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Utegg's Body Shop in Corry, offering collision repair and refinishing along with frame straightening services. 699 East Smith Street in Corry or at uteggsbodyshop.com. Phone 814-663-2562. Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Utegg's Body Shop for their support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support.
2nd and 7 for the Titans at their own 5-yard line. 4:13 to play here in the third quarter. Tatlow in the shotgun. There's the handoff. Nope, he fakes the handoff. He'll throw. Has a man deep. And he catches it at the 40.
Wow.
He's at the 50, the 40. He's outrunning Abers. Abers grabs a hold of him and drags him down at about the 20-yard line. Huge pass play completed to Rylan Benjamin.
What a big play that was, and what a throw. I mean, the throw, he threaded the needle there.
The Tatlow's fake handoff that time got the whole defense to bite, and Benjamin was able to slip behind the secondary and make a big play for the Titans. So they'll get the chain gang all the way down there. They have to run the distance of the field. These guys have had to work hard today.
Getting a workout.
You mentioned last night's game. Corry came up short against Fort LaBeouf, but a really good football game between two rivals there. We get the rivalry game today. What a great weekend for football in this area.
It is.
Tatlow in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll hand it off to the left side. Wolfpack get to the ball, miss a couple tackles, and then they'll make the play. Cameron Mendel on the carry. He's going to get a gain of about 6 or 7 on that one. No, I'm completely off. I guess he got 10. 10 yards for Mendel. And another first down for the Titans.
It's deceiving, like we've been talking about. You watch these shorter guys running the ball, and it looks like they're getting like 6 yards, they're getting 3 or 4. And vice versa. You watch a guy like Carson White, who looks like he got 6 yards and he got 10 yards.
Exactly. Yeah, and I was just talking during the halftime with some of the other folks around us, and Carson looks like he's not even moving very fast, but he's running right past people.
Right.
All right, Tatlow back in the shotgun again. 1st and 10 for the Titans. There's the snap. He'll fake the handoff, roll to his right, looks downfield some more. Now he's got pressure in his face, and Brian Gomez gonna put to bed that play, bringing down the quarterback for a 1-yard gain. You only can hang out there and look down the field for so long before that defense comes for you.
Yes, we saw that a lot last night in the Corry LaBeouf game. Just you got to get rid of the ball, even if you throw it away.
2nd and 9 now for the Titans at the Wolfpack 10-yard line. Their 4th trip into the red zone. They've got 7 points to show for those 4 trips. Wolfpack would like to keep it that way. Tatlow awaits the snap. He's got 2 wide to the right. There's the snap. He's going to run to the left. Gets around the first man who got to him. That was Mason Groders who missed the tackle. But he gets brought down just a little further down the field by Mason Moore. Going to be a gain of about 7. He got a little more than I thought he did there as well.
Right. It looked like, initially it looked like about a 4-yard gain.
It's 3rd and 3 now for the Titans on the CSP 5-yard line. 2 minutes remain in the 3rd quarter. The Wolfpack leading 13-7. Titans taking their time in the huddle. The complete opposite of the Wolfpack, who hardly huddle at all. They break the huddle now, though, and 3rd and 3 is the down and distance. Tatlow again in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll give it off and hit in the backfield and brought down. Brian Gomez says absolutely not, and it's 4th down for the Titans.
That was like running into a big brick wall.
Big play by the Wolfpack defense there to shut down something that's been working almost all day for the Titans, that little draw play where they delay it, almost looks like it's going to be a pass, and then he hands it off. I guess it's kind of like a step draw or whatever what they call it. So 4th and 7 now. And they're calling their plays all the way on the sideline, and they're making their quarterback run all the way back onto the field. They weren't doing that in the first half, so that's a change. Maybe because the clock's low here in the 3rd quarter to take up a little bit more time. Well, they come to the line now. They're going to try and go for it here on 4th and 7 at the 7, or 4th and 7 at the 8, I guess. There's the snap to Tatlow. He drops back to pass, pressure in his face, throws it, completes the pass, and it's a touchdown. Blake Smith makes the catch, and the 7-yard touchdown pass evens the score here in Sherman, 13 apiece. Oh, another player down. This is a Titan now with a cramp. Your cramp counter, I think, is up to 5 now.
Pretty close.
Keep these the rest of the game. We might forget the score at that point.
The cramp count might overshadow the score.
Yeah, exactly. So 13-13, another word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned, Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
And time for the extra point now for the Titans. Kick in the air. And it is good. So the Titans take the lead 14-13 with 33 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. So now the Wolfpack paying for not scoring on those 2 drives that ended at the 1.5 yard line.
Yes. Yeah, those hurt. That was another huge drive. I mean, where'd they take the ball? At the
their
1.
Yeah.
So they went 99 yards for the drive.
It almost seems like the Titan offense is better when you back them up against the wall.
Right.
They had that big run play, and then they had the big pass play to get this drive going. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need that kind of urgency that comes from being backed up against the wall.
They definitely are mixing things up very well, as mixing the run with the pass.
Deep to receive the kick for the Wolfpack. Sawyer Whitney, Blake Beckerink, and Cam Einink. The 3-man return game that the Wolfpack do here, a little different than what we saw last year with just a 2-man. Actually, I don't see a whole lot of high school teams run with 3 men back.
No.
I think that it's intentional, though. They have 3 guys that can make a play happen, and they're trying to get the ball in the hands of the playmaker, period. So,
not a bad idea.
Mendel ready to kick it away as the Titans have taken their first lead of the ball game. And here comes his kick. This one going to be a short kick, fielded by Sawyer Whitney, who takes off, tries to get around the end. Oh, he almost got there, didn't he?
Mercy.
Tristan Hennard makes a nice play to stop Sawyer Whitney from getting the corner. But a nice return nonetheless, and Sawyer gets to the 40, and that's where the Wolfpack offense will take over.
Yeah, they need to answer quickly here, I think, Josh. You know, come right back, score a touchdown, and take control again.
Definitely feeling kind of the momentum had shifted just a little bit here. So, as you said, they're going to have to answer quickly. Carson White hoping to do so here in the shotgun with 2 wide to either side and Whitney to his right. There's the snap, but a whistle comes in first. Timeout, Franklinville, Ellicotville. And I think that time the Wolfpack actually had exactly what they wanted because they only had a corner to the right, to the narrow side of the field, the side that we're on. And the safety was over the top. So there was no second person to cover the second receiver. It was going to have to be a linebacker. And they had Burchanowski and Abers over here. That could have been very dangerous. Basically have one run, a fade, and one run, something across the middle, and the safety has to pick one, and then you beat the other one. So that would probably is a touchdown play. Good timeout there by Coach Tatlow for the Titans. So the Wolfpack will talk about it, break their huddle now, and we'll get back to the action. Again, next Saturday, 1:30 start here in Sherman once again for a league game against Faulkner, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove. Carson White in the shotgun. Now they have 3 wide to the right. And the officials, I think that was a uniform correction. I think somebody didn't have their mouth guard where they were supposed to. Handoff up the middle. Whitney going to get caught right at the line of scrimmage, gain of 1 or 2, but the defensive line that time got a hold of his feet and didn't let him move forward.
Yeah, and I just saw an offensive lineman smack his helmet. That's never a good sign.
Yeah,
so he missed his block.
Yeah, I think he missed. And the number 61, Grady Brodus, Grady Byroads. He's a senior, and he was one of the starters last year for this team. So he's just a veteran. He knows what he's doing there and makes a big play for the Titans. That is the end of the third quarter. 14-13 Titans. And the Wolfpack has work to do here in the fourth. We'll take a quick word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
Support for CSP Wolfpack football coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP, licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs.
2nd and 7 for the Wolfpack. Final quarter of this one, they trail 14-13. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. There's the snap. He gives it to Whitney up the middle. Whitney going to get to the line of scrimmage and then get dragged down from behind. Short gain for Sawyer. Gain of about 1 on the play. And the Titans defense now starting to just kind of try to play that run play and stop Sawyer Whitney. And I think that's probably the key to winning this game.
Yeah, it's almost like the Wolfpack may need to go back to that little swing pass out here in the flats.
And we see Burchanowski coming back into the game. Hayden Sexton going to be subbed out. Wolfpack break the huddle. Huge 3rd and 6 now for the Wolfpack as they trail by 1. 3 wide to the left. White waits for the snap. There it is. He'll drop back to pass. It's that screen. Burchanowski catches it. He's going to get the yard to gain. He has a first down and more. And how about that? Gavin Burchanowski comes off the sideline, makes a huge play, and gets the Wolfpack a big first down.
Nice play.
Burchanowski right back off the field now as he continues to have trouble with cramping. And Sexton will take his place on the field. It's kind of interesting. Bring him in. He gets you the first down. He goes right back off. So 39-yard line of the Titans for the Wolfpack now. They trail by 1 with 11 minutes to play. White in the shotgun with Whitney to his left. 3 wide to that left side. That's the short side of the field. There's the snap. He'll give it to Whitney to the right. Whitney might have the corner. No, the linebacker came in to stop him. He'll get all the way to the sideline. Gain of 5 for Sawyer Whitney. And, man, he took that contact over there. He turned and lowered his shoulder for the cornerback coming across to try to stop him.
Yeah, he bounced right off that and hustles back to the huddle.
You always like to see a running back when they finally get to the edge and they know there's no place else to go. You got 2 options, get out of bounds or take contact. He lowered his shoulder and took the contact.
Right.
2nd and 6 for the Wolfpack. As the fire alarm goes off in the background. That's not an everyday occurrence either while you're playing a football game, but
no.
White in the shotgun. 2 wide to either side. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Whitney. Rolls to his right. He's going to try and run it himself. He gets to the edge, and he's going to have a gain of 2 or 3 there as he runs it out of bounds just shy of the first down. I'd be interested to see if our ambulance has to leave for the fire call here, and leave us without an ambulance may cause a stoppage in play.
There it goes.
I think it's allowed to be gone for within a certain radius of the field before we have a stoppage, so I think it's okay for right now, but if it's got to go further out than that, they will stop the game. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He gives it to Whitney on the left side. Whitney breaks a tackle. He's off running, breaks another tackle, and finally they get him down inside the 20. Nice run there by Sawyer Whitney.
Whitney just sees the field so well, and I tell you, he's still running at full acceleration like he was in the first half, Josh.
That kind of felt like this whole drive. They're punching with Whitney, getting 2, getting 3, not really getting anywhere, and then finally he lands a couple blows, and you get a 10-yard run and then a 25-yard run. And now it's 1st and 10 inside the red zone at the 18-yard line.
Conditioning is really going to come into play here the rest of the game, and it looks like CSP's there.
9:50 to play. 3 wide to the right. There's the snap. The give to Whitney to the left side. He breaks the tackle, and he's untouched into the end zone. His 2nd score of the day. Sawyer Whitney puts the Pack back on top.
Was that an 18-yard run?
It was an 18-yard touchdown run.
And he did that just slick and easy.
Broke that initial tackle right at the line of scrimmage, and then there was no one anywhere near him after that. Sawyer looking really impressive. I'd like to see his total yardage today. It's certainly over 100 now. 2 touchdowns, and, man, I don't know who else we could nominate for player of the game right now. He's definitely the guy. Wolfpack going to line up to go for 2 now with a 19-14 lead. Big play here for the Wolfpack. This is an important one. White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. The give to Whitney up the middle. He gets hit, and I don't think he got there. He did not. So 2-point conversion is denied. So a 5-point lead. A tough break there for the Pack. All right, another quick word from our sponsor. We'll come back with 9:40 to play here in this one.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and AC.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
And welcome back into CSP football. You said that the Wolfpack, Brett, you said they had to answer there immediately. And they did.
They did.
So now they have a 19-14 lead, a 5-point lead. Kind of an ominous number, weird in football because it's not really enough, but it is enough. Five is always a weird number to lead by. There's the kick from Horton. That one's going to be fielded at the 30 and knelt.
He fielded it on his knee.
Yep, so they called that one dead immediately as Rylan Benjamin had to go down to his knees to make that catch. Nice kick there by Horton. He had the one go out of bounds. Otherwise, he's looked pretty good today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's big shoes to fill. I mean, Bryce Hinsdale was probably the best kicker in school history. So you're coming in as a senior who has been the backup, right? And he didn't play last year. So
yeah,
it's a tough role to fill.
Something we see over in PA that's different, again, is that we get a lot of kids that come out for the football team that play soccer. So
right.
We get a kicker that's a soccer player,
and
which helps a lot.
I remember back to my days playing for Panama, it was the same way. We used to get a soccer player or two as well. There's the snap, a handoff up the middle. Wolfpack all over it, but a couple broken tackles, and then another big hit. Man, Cam Einig is just laying it on everyone right now. Gain of 2 on the play. Should have been a tackle in the backfield. Wolfpack missed a few tackles there. 2nd and 9 now for the Titans. If you'd have told me Cam Einig was going to hit people like this, I would have thought it was like a WWE thing or something. He's just laying it on everyone.
Yeah, talk about having a nose for the football. He just seems to be everywhere. If we had an offense and defensive player of the game, I think Cam would be the leading candidate on defense.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for Sawyer just being so dominant offensively, right? I agree with you. And we have done just the defensive player of the game in the past. We had a kid who had 4 sacks last year who got defensive player of the game for sure. Passing play, under pressure, Chambers chases him out of the pocket. He'll throw it. He has a man, and he's hit immediately and brought down. He flipped that ball to Blake Smith, and Blake Smith got absolutely brought down immediately. I think Brian Gomez on the tackle for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, that was just incredible that he escaped getting sacked there.
Yeah, Troy Chambers all over Tatlow in the backfield there. Tatlow got lucky, and I think he felt him coming and got away from him. So 8:17 to play in the game. 3rd and 5. Big play here for the Titans. At their own 33-yard line.
Takes a lot of time here.
Yeah, they're spending quite a bit of time in the huddle. Now they'll finally break it. Tatlow going to have 2 running backs to his, a running back and a slot guy to the right. He'll move the running back in motion. They're going to try and throw to the left. Now he's on the run. He's under pressure. Mason Groders is right there. Groders hits him as he throws, and he throws it out of bounds. Smart play by Tatlow to get rid of the football. Mason Groders was about to tackle him for about a 7-yard loss, or actually a 15-yard loss. So
yeah,
good decision to throw that one away.
Tremendous pressure right there.
Mason Groders, as I mentioned in the first half, making a big impact defensively. 4th and 5 for the Titans. They trail 19-14 with 7:44 to play. What's the call here? Take the punt and play it safe and hope your defense can keep you in this game?
I'd say where they're at on the field, I would definitely punt the ball.
Still in the huddle, I can't tell. They did change a lot of personnel. I would think that's the punt team coming in, but I'm not certain. They break the huddle now. They will punt. So Burchanowski and Beckering deep for the Wolfpack. The punter is number 7, Raiden Will. Oh, no, it's Benjamin, the kicker, number 11. And there's a flag. Is it going to be a delay of game? Oh, legal formation on the offense. Interesting. Don't see that on a punt very often.
No.
I wonder if where their line lined up, maybe somebody was out of position and they just didn't realize it. That had to be the only way I could think you get a legal formation there.
Yeah, because you have your 2 guys split out. That, your hatchet men, I always called them.
Yep.
And, yeah, there had to have been somebody was out of whack on the line there.
4th and 10 now. They'll get ready to punt again. 7:44 to play in this one. The Wolfpack up 19-14. Benjamin fields it. He'll get the punt in the air. it heads towards the Wolfpack. It's going to bounce. Burchanowski can get away from it and just let it roll. And down to the 38 it goes, where they'll down the ball, and that's where the Wolfpack offense will take over. So now you've ran the ball a ton today. Sawyer Whitney's been the workhorse. But if he can get you 3-4 more first downs here, you can pretty much seal the deal if you're the Wolfpack.
Right. Yeah, you're going to see it. I'm sure you're going to see a steady dose of Sawyer.
I'd be interested to see if they continue to run out of that same formation or if they go maybe with a fullback now to try to protect him a little bit. Or maybe I just love the fullback. I feel like not enough teams use a fullback these days.
No.
And timeout on the field.
I miss the fullback.
Yeah, I think in an offense like this where you have, a running back, a dynamic running back like that, if you can have a fullback get to that first point of contact instead of him, But the coaches today, they want a much more flowing offense. They don't want things to be so telegraphed, and that's why the fullback has kind of gone away in football.
Right.
I still like it.
Me too.
Wolfpack, leading 19-14 here. Again, they really have to close this game out in an opportunity that they should probably not be in. I mean, they should be up 2 more scores, right? So
I think so.
But seal the deal here, finish this game, get out of here with a win, and you're on to your Class C schedule next week. Feel pretty good about yourself, and you flew under the radar, which is another big thing. This team is kind of thriving on the concept that they are the underdogs. They are the unknown. And if they can keep that kind of story going for themselves leading into the big matchups in Class C, it'll be really beneficial for them.
Right. I used to hang out with the radio broadcast team from Clymer with the WWCB radio station. So it was Franklinville by themselves, Ellicotville by themselves. So it's a different look for me.
Yeah, it's crazy how much football in this area has changed with all the co-ops as well. Not just Franklinville, Elko, but all across the landscape. Whitney with a run to the left side. He gets to the corner, and he's going to have a gain of about 8 or 10 there before he gets knocked out of bounds by number 13, Tristan Hennard. Whitney shows the speed once again. The only problem is the clock stops because he went out of bounds.
Right.
First down there for Sawyer. Yeah, the number of mergers of programs in Western New York is so high. You see Southwestern Frewsburg merge this year for the first time. The Franklinville, Ellicotville, and CSP ones. Silver Creek, Forestville. Forestville was a Class D standalone school for years and years. Now they're with Silver Creek. So a lot of mergers have really changed this landscape. Waiting for the snap now. The snap to Carson White. He gives to Sawyer Whitney a delay step, and Sawyer able to make a bunch of guys fall down. Another nice run by Sawyer Whitney. And I think he's got enough for another CSP first down. He's very close. Yes, it is. Another CSP first down.
That was just a great effort.
That stutter step reminded me of Le'Veon Bell for the Pittsburgh Steelers 7 or 8 years ago, where he would get to the line of scrimmage, hesitate for just a moment, just enough to throw off the linebackers.
I caught that in the first half there, watching Sawyer. He does a counter step a lot of times, too. And if you can get one guy to bite, that's one less guy that's going to tackle you.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for the Pack now at the 38-yard line of the Titans. There's the snap to White to give to Whitney. He's going to go to the right side this time, try to get around a man, but good pursuit by the Titans that time. Number 28, Riley Freer, absolutely held the edge, did not give it up, and that's a huge play for that defense.
Yeah, they needed something like that. CSP needs to shore up the blocking a little bit there.
Yep, loss of 4, but the clock running. So 2nd and 14 now for the Pack. Clock down to 6:30 to play here in the game. The Pack leading 19-14. They break the huddle. Sawyer has had 4 straight carries for this drive so far. And clock stopped by the officials. Not sure what they see that I don't see. Maybe an equipment issue over there on the far side for one of the Titans players. I think he was tying his shoe. Looks like we're good to go now. Oh, it's 2nd down, and the chain gang has 3rd down on the stick. There's the snap, the throw, caught. That's Cam Eining finally getting his hands on the football offensively, and he moves it forward. Nice gain on the play. And so there's still an issue where the home sideline is saying it's 3rd down, but the chain crew has 4th on the stick. This is interesting. This could become a very explosive situation if the officials believe it's 4th down. 3rd and 8 for the Wolfpack. 5:43 to play in the game. There's the snap. White rolls to his right. He's looking to throw. He throws it. Has a man down at the 15, the 10, and he steps out of bounds down there. But what a nice little dump-off pass at the last moment by Carson White. Going to get the first down and put the Wolfpack in the red zone.
Yeah, Carson did an excellent job of just kind of slowing down over there on the sideline and waiting for something to happen, somebody to get open.
I'm not certain because it was so far away, but I think that was Michael Horton, the kicker, who made that catch on the far sideline. Oh, Cameron Eining, according to Doc here on the PA.
An 8 and a 5 look a lot alike. Though.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just hoping it was Michael Horton, hoping he got a chance to get out there and make a big play. All right, Wolfpack offense back to the line of scrimmage now at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 there with 5:27 to play. The snap to White. He's going to keep it himself, moving to the left. Looks to throw. He continues to look to throw as he strings it out to the sideline, and now he'll throw it away as he gets all the way over here. And that's an interesting play call there with the clock running down and pretty much in control of everything. But I think trying to keep that defense honest.
Right.
2nd and 10 now for the Pack. Again, they lead 19-14 with 5:18 to play as they've driven down the field here into the red zone once again. Number 72 for Franklinville, Ellicotville, their defensive lineman, Mason Blecha, he's the defensive tackle. He looks like he's 5 inches taller than everybody else out there. I mean, he's a big guy.
Yeah, he definitely stands out amongst everyone.
Wolfpack actually huddle up for the first time today. I think that's literally the first time they've huddled all day long. And a penalty puts them back, I guess, at the 25. I didn't see the penalty. Did you catch that?
No.
White in the shotgun. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Whitney. He'll throw it out to the right side. Now it is Michael Horton. He breaks one tackle and gets knocked out of bounds. Nice little play there for Horton.
I've got to be honest. I've got caught up in being a spectator instead of an announcer a lot here today.
That was an interesting play. Not sure what the penalty was. Sorry, folks, I missed that one. But a nice gain of 16 there for Horton. So good to see him get involved in the offense. And again, the Wolfpack now facing a 2nd and 4, down to 4:40 to play. They lead 19-14. Kind of a crucial set of downs now. White takes the snap, hands it off to Whitney. He's going to get to the edge on the right side. Going to go around the cornerback, and he gets right to the line to gain, and the clock's still running as he was knocked out of bounds. And see what the spot is. He's short of the first down.
I think he is, just short.
Good thought there by Sawyer to try to turn that back into the field so he didn't go out of bounds on his own, so that the clock kept on rolling. So he's going to be short. 3rd and about 2 for the Wolfpack, maybe 3. I will call it 3. And they'll change the offensive package as they send Horton and another receiver off and bring in some bigger guys, and the bigger guys being Brian Gomez. He's going to play fullback this play. And there's the give to Whitney up the middle. Whitney's going to have the first down and more. And he's going to get tackled in a pile in the middle of the field, but that'll keep the clock running and get the Wolfpack a new set of downs.
Yeah, that was huge right there. That was I think that'll almost cinch things for the Pack.
The clock is stopped right now while they move the chains, I guess. Now they're going to run it. So 3:40 to play as our cameraman turns to show you the scoreboard. The Wolfpack leading 19-14, and now their offense ready to try to run out the rest of this one. White going to go under center now for the first time today. And this is obviously about protecting the football and being smart with the clock here. Letting that clock run down to 3:15. Still running it down. There's the snap. The give to Whitney. He's going to get past a man and get very close to the goal line. As we roll down to 3 minutes to play. Looking to see the spot of Whitney's tackle by the official. There it is. And he's going to be about the 2-yard line according to the far side spot. 2:45 to play now. They'll keep the heavy set in with Gomez at fullback. And this is, again, going to have White under center.
Now under 2:30 to play.
They're going to use up every bit of time they can. There's the snap, a quarterback sneak. And I don't think he really gained much, maybe a half a yard or so. See what the spot is, but also keeps that clock running. And what the Wolfpack trying to take advantage of there, the defensive tackle was lined up almost in the B gap and not in the A gap, and they thought maybe we could just sneak through that A gap and get into the end zone here and finish this thing. Clock runs down under 2 minutes. The gain for Carson White on that play only about a half a yard, so third and we'll say 1.5 here for the Wolfpack with 1:50 to play. They can run it down to pretty close to a minute and a half before they have to snap the ball. They snap it there. Handoff to the left side. Whitney dives into the end zone. His third score of the day. And that is going to seal the deal for the Wolfpack as they extend their lead with 1:40 to play here in this one. 25 to 14. 1:40 to play. We'll get the extra point attempt here. And the Wolfpack did enough. I wouldn't say that it was a perfect game for them by any stretch. Left some points on the board, stopping at the half-yard line and the 1-yard line on 2 different possessions. And also gave up some big plays to Franklinville, Ellicotville, the 95-yard run and that deep pass over the top.
Yeah, they've got some things to iron out, like we mentioned earlier, but a win is a win, and you're going to walk out of here today with a victory and work on things this week in practice.
White rolls to his left for the 2-point conversion. Just a little shovel pass, and it's incomplete in the back of the end zone there.
I like the play call.
Yeah, it's something different than what they've seen before and got them some space to work with. But 25-14, an 11-point lead with 1:40 to play. We'll go get one more word from our sponsors before we finish this one up here in Sherman.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
So the defending state champs leading 25-14 with 1:40 to play as they get ready to kick the ball back to the Titans. And not exactly what you draw up on the whiteboard, but it's a win nonetheless, unless something crazy happens here. Oh, really nice kick from Horton through the end zone. Okay. Didn't see that one coming. Neither did the return men as they watched that one bounce through the back of the end zone.
Yeah, he boomed that one.
But as I said, not the perfect game, but a win nonetheless. So you start your campaign following a state championship 1-0. Taking a look. We're going to have to give out that Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and AC and Daniels Electric Player of the Game award here. And I'm comfortable with our choice throughout, aren't you?
Yes.
We're going to have to give
Without a doubt.
We're going to have to give that to Sawyer Whitney today. Sawyer, 3 touchdowns, well over 100 yards rushing. I don't know the exact number, and probably 30 carries today.
Oh, I'd say he had to have been very close to 30.
Brady Tatlow in the shotgun. 1:40 to play. There's the snap. He'll look to throw down the field. Pressure coming, and he's sacked in the backfield. Troy Chambers gets a hold of him, and he's not letting go. And these Wolfpack defensive linemen have been very close all day, and now it's payoff time here in the final 2 minutes.
Great.
Troy Chambers, a senior, one of the leaders of this team, and you could see the excitement after he made that play.
Yeah, he's definitely fired up.
All right, Tatlow in the shotgun again. 1:08 remains. There's the snap. Here comes Chambers again. He gets it off, completes the pass across the middle. The Wolfpack all giving chase, and they're going to drag Blake Smith out of bounds. It's Blake Beckerink making the tackle for the Wolfpack. 54.9 seconds remain. And that's going to be a gain of 5 for the Titans. That play went 40 yards sideways, but only gained 5 yards down the field. That ends up happening when you get into these weird kind of crossing routes and stuff like that, just to try to create space. So 3rd and 5, Tatlow again in the shotgun. Trips to the right. There's the snap. He'll look to that, or to the left. I'm sorry, he'll look to the left side. Completes the pass to Smith. Smith brought down by Cam Einink, but not going to stop him from getting a first down there, but kind of inconsequential now with only 47 seconds remaining.
Wind picking up here a little bit.
Clock rolls under 40 seconds. Tatlow again in the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. There's the snap. He'll fire one off, completes the pass. On the far side, they'll get up to the first down line to gain and knocked out of bounds there by the Wolfpack. Number 26, Landon Learn on the carry for the catch for the Titans. And they'll get another first down here, or very close to one. See what the spot is. Just shy of the first down. 9-yard gain for Learn. And now they move the sticks, so never mind. Why'd they spot? I'm not. The thing is with a chain gang, on a field like this, is really hard to tell if they're even where they're, lined up yet. So he marked it and then he moved it. So first down for the Titans. 31 seconds to play. Tatlow takes the snap. Chambers coming. He gets shoved out of the way, though, and the pass is completed to Smith. He gets hammered. Gain of 8 for Smith before he gets absolutely blasted by Cam Einink and Gavin Burchanowski.
Clock's still running. We're down to about 10 seconds.
They're going to try and get one more off here. Tatlow trying to direct his receivers in the right direction. They'll go trips to the right. There's the snap. He drops back to pass. Pressure is coming. He fires the ball down the field and nearly intercepted by Burchanowski. That'll do it. 25-14 CSP. The Wolfpack is 1-0. And we'll see you again next Saturday as they're going to try for their first league win. And it'll be us again, the two of us working together. Had a good time working with you today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I enjoyed the game. Hopefully I'll be more of a commentator instead of a spectator next week.
Yeah, and this Wolfpack team is a lot of fun to watch. They do things a little differently than what you see elsewhere. But, it's an up-tempo team. It's an up-tempo kind of, not just offense, just the whole thing is an up-tempo approach. They come out here and they play for 60 minutes. And that got it done today, 25-14 over their rivals, the Franklinville Ellicotville Titans. And player of the game, as we said, Sawyer Whitney. I guess that's it for today.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us on the 98.9 Sports Stream. We'll see you next Saturday here in Sherman as the Wolfpack take on Faulkner, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove. Thank you for joining us on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by the Corry Federal Credit Union, Lictus Oil and Propane, Jim's Automotive, Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and Daniels Electric, Necker's General Store, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services, Triple E Manufacturing, Tina Dill's Real Estate Agent, Utegg's Body Shop, Countertop Solutions, J. Edwards Insurance. Join us next time for all the action, channel989.org.